on the cybersecurity side as we have all the cutting edge technology. We also have been using that AI-enabled cybersecurity tools and technique as well. We adopted the multi-layer of security strategy. Multi-layer means, it's starting from endpoint security to your crown jewels, that is data layer security. I'll not talk about the very specific on the cyber security side, but we do have the multi-layer cyber security strategy, and we do keep testing this. This is very important. Once you implement that, whether it will work, it will not work, and we do the black swan event kind of testing as well, that if a telecoms goes out, or if my firewall goes out, if entire data center goes out, then how we still can serve the services to our Indian citizen. And now the NPCI is also becoming international, so we have the more responsibility here. The second thing that the collaboration is the key, especially collaboration with the government official, right? And especially on the cyber fraud side. So we do closely work with DoT, and sir, we get your negative list of number, and we do put in our AI model of FRM. And we develop the in-house AI-enabled FRM model. So lots of logic we have built in, lots of rule we have built in, customized to the Indian mentality, or how this fraud mentality works, how this criminal mind works, based on their studying their mentality, their modus operandi. We build a number of rules, and we are also availing the close support from the government official. So we closely work with MHA, be it CyberSafe or be it I4C, and we have the API connection, live connection with I4C and CyberSafe, so that in real-time basis we can connect, give the insight if they need some data from us, or we need some data from us. We also closely work with the different banks, different fintech, and keep sharing the insight to curb this menace of cybercrime. And on the NCSC, sir, so I still remember, sir, you called me at 12 a.m. night, sir, so such kind of support we get all the government offices, that yes, something, is some threat is coming from geopolitical world or different, territory and kind of thing. So we and also one of the support or active support what we get from NCIPC, or National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. So we keep getting all those IP insight, number of IOCs, vulnerability, and all those. So we keep taking action based on the insight and government support what we get. And of course, CERTIN is one of the very supporting institute for NPCI. It's not that we are doing wonderful thing. It's the system, the ecosystem, government, NPCI, bank, fintech, RBI, I4C, NCIPC, NCSC office. So everyone is working to protect this NPCI, which is also the nation prides now and becoming the international prides. So yes, I think so far we are successful, and we are also conscious of that fact that any time can happen anything. So we are working to address those potential risks as well.
Thank you, sir. So thank you for your response, because the security of UPI system is very, very important, because percolation of UPI is at par with percolation of mobile into the country. So that's very important. Thank you. Thank you, Praveen ji. So now I'll ask Shri UK Srivastav, sir, Senior President, Jio. Sir, that now everybody is, using mobile or some kind of telecom system for transacting over for bank or UPI. So what do you believe in the future of telecom security in India, and how can the telecom and banking payment sector can jointly shape it, sir? And second question will be, with the rapid digitization of economy, how do you strike a balance between innovation and telecom security?
Thank you, Mukesh. Good morning to General Nair, my fellow panelists, and the audience. Good morning. First of all, congratulations to you for wonderful work being done by DO unit of DoT since 2022. I have noted two issues from, there are many beautiful things in your presentation. Two issues I have noted. First of all, I'll address one of them, and that is, since since this year, you said that complaints have started coming down. So I would inform the audience that since early August, we have taken a lot of actions as service providers in collaboration with your unit and also with the regulator. And now that a lot of numbers are being disconnected and messages are being blocked, and this is being done on our DLT platform, which is shared by all the service providers. Therefore, whenever Geo blocks somebody, all other service providers have a look at it, and they also blacklist their subscribers. So all this has been possible because because of your effort, Sanchar Bhavan's effort. Your Chakshu portal has been integrated with DLT platform. 1930 has been implemented by the Home Ministry. Then the I4C report, the TAU report that is received by us, we analyze, and as per that we block and blacklist a lot of users. And there's a lot of effort to inform the consumer about the pitfalls of receiving such complaints or acting as per the direction of the messages received. So it is actually happening, and that is the reason why you are seeing that the complaints are reducing, and they will reduce further, I'm very sure. The service providers as such, we have started blocking all the messages which are not whitelisted. So if it is not whitelisted, a URL or APK will not pass through our network, and therefore all those links which were coming and asking people to click, and therefore fraud taking place, that will not happen anymore. The second part of your question, the second thing that I observed in your presentation, and that was with regard to the frauds that are taking place through the OTT platforms. Now, there was a report about a month back from I4C, TAU report was there, and in that we found that 47 to 48% messages were from OTT platform, not from the SMSs. And the service providers have been arguing with regulator and also with the licensor that these platforms should also come into some kind of regulation mechanism, so that you handle them properly. What's happening is, when we are tightening from our side on SMS, call, etc., it is moving towards the OTT platform. So two things are happening. One is that we are losing business, and on the other hand, it is going unchecked on OTT platforms where frauds are taking place. So just I wanted to flag this issue. It was part of your presentation. You said about something about banking sector. So I would like to inform the audience here that recently DoT has released 160 level for banking sector, and in fact the entire finance sector. We have, all service providers have already done some pilot testing under the auspices of TRAI. We have given them our feedback, etc. And hopefully in a month or two, this will become, this will be implemented. So the user will know that the call is coming from 160, therefore it's a genuine call from my bank or other financial institution. We would request that the banks and other financial institutions, they are mandated to actually come on board and make their calls only through 160. In fact, we are making also provision that the SMS header will also contain their number, so that people will be aware that it has come from an authorized source. So with this also a lot of frauds can be stopped. But again, there are a number of calls which are coming, UCC calls which are coming to the customers, wherein it says that we are speaking on behalf of such and such bank. Now, two aspects of this. One is that if it is coming from a bank, is the bank authorizing for UCC calls from 10-digit numbers? Okay, which is wrong, which banks should be answerable to this. If they are not, then the impersonators, whether banks are taking action against the impersonators who are calling on behalf of most of the banks. So these are two issues which must be handled. So the situation is improving day by day. I'm sure that your work will be lightened once the calls and frauds, less and less number of frauds do take place. I congratulate you also on the CIOR issue. We are very happy service providers participated, and almost 85 to 90% calls were coming with Indian CLI. This is amazing, mind-boggling why it was happening. Now, there was one more question you asked about innovations, I think. Does the time permit? So I will take up
So
that.
I think, sir, we'll move to next because slightly time is.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And it's true that our TSPs are actually supporting government like anything. And the best example is CIUR. Yesterday only we launched it. And so it's the basically collective effort of our TSPs with government. So once again, sir, thank you very much, sir. So now I'll move to Airtel. Mr. Sagar Mathur is there from Airtel. So actually, I have been interacting with him very, very regularly. So again, sir, same question because it can't be different from Jio to Airtel. Again, how do you collaborate with government agencies and financial institutions to combat telecom fraud linked to cybercrime? So my question is that if you find, if DoT gives some linkages of some numbers which are linked to the cybercrime, so how do you collaborate with government? And what are the new technologies in the telecom sector leveraging to detect and prevent, cybercrime, or before cybercrime they are sending something or calling something? So what action you are taking, sir? So please be slightly in brief, sir. Please, sir.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank you and the team at DoT overall, for being so collaborative nowadays and also being able to understand the situation holistically and look at the problem from the root. I mean, from collaboration perspective, we have been working with DoT, I4C, MITI, NCPCI, and so on and so forth. Just to give you an example, the NCRP is one example where we are collaborating with the government. The other example is with regard to the Sanchar Sathi, where we're doing re-verification of subscribers, disconnecting the numbers, use of ASTR. And, a lot have been spoken about the way the numbers have been misused. But I think it is important for all of us to understand how these have been used. If you ask us, if a customer comes to me for activation, we prefer the verification only through biometrics. So roughly about more than 95% of the activation that we do is through biometric. So there is no possibility of misuse. So I know who took the SIM card and I have authenticated. Thereafter, if the SIM card is sold beyond, the actual end user, it's something that we are not privy to. Those are the intelligences where we have to collaborate a little more. And I think with regard to, the other aspect is we have to be a little more proactive now. We have been doing reactive stuff for quite some time. We also had a meeting with the Enforcement Directorate some time back, and we had a discussion as to how can telcos and banks, FIIs contribute together, come to a common platform to identify threat landscape proactively, rather than something happening. And as you all, I'm sure, must be aware that Airtel has launched the spam solution where we are predicting consumers who are behaving like a spammer, and through SMS or calls alike, we have been giving indicators to consumers to be little safe, sound, and understand that this can be a suspect. This is a step in the direction. And I think if we collaborate more, maybe the way we do dedupe on the face, if banks can identify so many bank accounts using same face, different names, so on and so forth, there is a lot to be done. And I think it's not about doing incremental stuff now. Let's sit down at the table, sit with banks, telcos, NPCI, RBI, DoT, because DoT and RBI also has to become a facilitator and make policies which allow us to be able to give you those exponential landscapes or exponential insights so that predictively we can identify any potential spammers. While a lot can be talking about it, but considering the time space, maybe we can have this discussion separately. But I think a lot needs to be done, and I think we should do it as soon as possible. And with NCS, sir, I think we have been doing with NSDTS a fantastic work. So my compliments to you and your team also for doing it in such a beautiful fashion. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Sir, I would like to, submit to General Nair that with the collaboration of our TSP, sir, Jio, Vodafone, Airtel, and BSNL, sir, we disconnected 2.9 lakh number, which were working in Southeast Asian countries, which were taken from India, and they were working there. So they extended all the kind of helps to us to identify those criminals, sir. So my next question will be from now from banking side. From banking side, again we have been discussing with HDFC. They are taking so many actions to prevent these crimes. So, sir, what do you see how telecom and emerging technologies can play major role helping banks to mitigate the cyber threats, sir? And can you share some successful examples of collaboration between banks, law enforcement agencies, and telecom operators in resolving cyber crime cases, sir? If you have some.
Thank you so much, Mukesh sir. Thanks for giving us the opportunity, and thank you, Janan Nair. I think it's always been a wonderful pleasure experience interacting with you. Last time also we interacted and we had a good time, and we took a lot of guidance from you. So I think yes, today's topic is definitely what are the collaborative efforts of government and the industry to curb the menace of cybercrime. It's the apt topic in the current scheme of things in the current scenario. So I still remember when we started this journey. So let me just go back in year 2020 when this I4C started this NCRP, which was a wonderful initiative of the government. And from at that point of time, from that day onwards till today, I think where we have reached today is phenomenal. I think it would not have been possible with the kind of efforts and with the kind of collaboration which has been done between the government, the DoT, the banks, the financial institutions, financial intermediaries, and of course the mobile service providers. So as far as the telecom is concerned, of late, last I think 8 to 9 months, we have been working very closely with Telecom, Department of Telecommunications, be it sancharsathi.com, or we have, internally also, if I tell you from a bank's perspective, we have, sancharsathi.com, we have done a lot of awareness from this perspective, because sancharsathi.com, we feel that this is one of the most important initiative of Department of Telecommunications, and we have done, jointly we have done this collaboration with the DoT, and whereby we have put in all the Sanchar Sathi related awareness to all our millions and millions of customers across the country, and that result has been really phenomenal. As far as the emerging technologies are concerned, I think which Mangal sir has just now talked about, we have been taking a lot of actions in that. So if I can tell you, I still remember some time back, we used to have some kind of remote access or screen sharing kind of a frauds, which we were getting. So immediately we took the situation, we reviewed this entire situation. After that, we introduced a system within the mobile banking app wherein if any customer mobile has got that kind of a application stored, and if the fraudster calls up the customer and he says that, in lieu of some kind of an offer or something, and he takes the charge of customer's mobile, then because that particular application was already there in the customer mobile, the fraudster was not able to see what the customer was typing in his mobile. Although the mobile was already in the remote sharing situation, but even after that, also the fraudster was not able to see what the customer was typing, what kind of a financial transaction was being done, what kind of a credential customer was inputting on the mobile. Over and above, we have also instituted, because I think one of my fellow panelists talked about the fake mobile numbers or a fake toll-free numbers which was there in the market. So there also, I think the banking in fact, from our perspective, we have touched upon that aspect as well, wherein we have done the collaboration and that is giving us very good results. So what is happening is that we have done the whitelisting of all our internal URLs, websites, and the numbers. We have shared the same with DoT as well, so that if any of the search engines, Google, etc., there are a lot of feeds, which comes from the fraudster side that this is the toll-free number of the bank. And if there are keywords which are there in that particular toll-free number, those kind of fake sites comes down. So those kind of technological advancements and the security measures what we have been taking, and as a result of which, I think definitely such kind of things have come down drastically. Over and above, I would say that I think one of the another question which Mangal sir has mentioned, that any examples, wherein the telecom, the banks and the law enforcement would have worked jointly and that would have resulted in some kind of a success. So yes, we have had many such instances. So I can tell you one of the example was that there was one of our customer, whose account was attempted by the fraudsters, and some SIM swap, he was attempting. So we do a lot of internal analysis when it comes to the near real-time monitoring of such kind of scenarios, and we do our device monitoring as well and the IP monitoring as well. So the moment we came across that some kind of a fraud attempts were coming onto this particular account, we immediately reported the same to the law enforcement and to telcos, to the Department of Telecommunication. After that, all these Stakeholders worked in very close coordination, and law enforcement played a very significant role in that. And as a result of it, that case turned out to be a huge success. Almost some 15 odd arrests happened, and that had actually turned out to be a huge deterrent setting in the market.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you.
that's it.
Thank you, thank you. So we would continue to work together, sir, and I think we will be better placed if banks and DOT and TSPs work together, sir. Now my friend Mr. Kishore is here, sir. So Mr. Kishore, he's DDG Data Services, so his role is very important in prevention of cyber crime. So Kishore, my question is to you, how can a multi-stakeholder approach involving government, telecom, banks, payment operators, they can enhance collaborative efforts against the cyber crime? And the second question is, what mechanisms are in place so that for government agencies to collaborate with private companies like banks, telecom operator to share their threat intelligence and incident reporting?
Thank you, sir. First of all, congratulations for a wonderful presentation and a great job that is being done by you and your team. My greetings to my fellow panelists and Nair, sir. Now, coming to the question, the multi-stakeholder approach is not something new in a policy space. In fact, all the complex problems are dealt like this only. If you look at the climate change or conflict resolution, multi-stakeholder approach is the only approach. And that should be followed in this particular case also of cybercrime, because it involves, it is spread, its impact is far and wide across various strata of the society and government, banks, various institutions. So it has to be approached in that fashion only. Now, is it being done right now? No, it is not being done right now, especially in the developing and developed countries. We see that there is a need of having a integrated national cyber security strategies that should be in place, that should be involving the various stakeholders. So that is not there. Now, why is it not there? The question could be from the perspective that we think it is quite complex, it is impossible to achieve, it's quite costly. But then the question is, can it be done? Yes, it can be done. And should it be done? Yes, it should be done. So we know what is the chart, what is the course of action that we need to take. We have to move in that direction. Presently also, number of institutions, number of ministries, they are doing job in that, in this direction, but they are doing it in silos. They are doing it, each ministry is doing its own bit, but are they integrating all their efforts? Are they creating a common repository where all the data and information is available that could be used by all the users who want to use it? No, that is not the case right now. Now, who should be the stakeholders that should be there in this entire approach? One obviously is the government. The government has to be there. The ministries who are dealing with it, like the Ministry of Telecom, Department of Telecommunication, Ministry of IT, the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Financial Ministry. Then it has to be the judiciary and law agencies, the state departments. You need to have the regulatory bodies, not only the telecom regulatory bodies, the IRDAI, SEBI, RBI, all these institutions. Then coming to the private sectors, they themselves are having so many SOCs in place, certs in place, various certains, various TSOCs that are there in place. They should also be the stakeholders in that one. The public, various interest groups, NGOs who are working in this direction could be a part of this one. Intergovernmental, because this threat is not within India, it is emerging from outside India. So they should also be a part of this one. And so these are the few stakeholders that should be there. They should come up with a national consolidated policy that then needs to be implemented, and yes, then that needs to be monitored. But that, having said that, doesn't mean that nothing is in place right now or the things are not moving in the direction. The things are moving, but they are moving in silos, as I said. Now, if you just take last 1 or 2 minutes maximum, just to tell you what the DoT is doing in this aspect, because that is my ministry. The Department of Telecommunication has identified this as a menace since long, and your team is doing a wonderful job in this regard also. The new Telecommunications Act 2023 empowers us with, there is a specific mention about the cyber security and cyber crimes. Then there is a mention about the critical telecom infrastructure. So these are being identified because as we know that the telecom infrastructure would form the basic bedrock on which the entire communication is going to flow, and eventually all the cybercrime, if they are going to happen, is going to happen on them only. So if the bedrock is strong and is robust, then obviously their chances of having it there would be lesser. Now, so then there are mandatory testings that have been mandated. There are certification and testings that need to be got done by the licensees. Then there is our one of the initiative, NSCS, regarding the telecom equipment being sourced from trusted sources is one of the very, very important thing that gives us a faith or a confidence on the equipment that we are putting in. Then there are third-party audits that have been mandated. Then there are teams in DoT that are also doing. So these are various efforts that the DoT is doing to make sure that the telecom network that are being put up by the licensees are robust and are secure. Just last minute, I'll just also acknowledge the efforts that are being done by MHA through I4C and MIT that is doing great job in this, and through their IT Act. Number of things have been mandated, wherein all the intermediaries as well as all the servers have been asked to keep the data within India. So these efforts are getting done. The informations are being shared with the common public also, to the different institution also. But yes, I feel that there should be a consolidated approach wherein all these ministries and things should come together and give a national security with that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kishore. So, sir, who can be better than Lieutenant General Nair to sum up this session, sir, and guide us?
All right, Mangal, thank you. I think fellow panelists, I think you've all been wonderful, and you've given a wide perspective on the security issues related to TSPs, the users, NPCI, all of them. I'm sure the audience would have been, quite benefited by the panelists' insight into the various activities. I just wanted to mention to you that, technology is something which will continuously be exploited by scamsters. Their curve is going to be faster than the law enforcement agencies at all points of time. That's the way, and they exploit the technology to the best. But as one of the speakers, fellow panelists mentioned, it's time that we need to take actions to become proactive and use technology to stop such scamsters from doing their issues related to cybercrime. The possible way ahead is coordination. I think the issue on multi-stakeholder approach has been identified here, and I think Ms. Kishore had mentioned this. We all need to work together, all of us, including the citizens who play, they are the most affected parties. That's where I keep mentioning that we all need to have awareness on all these issues, which I don't think is happening right till the grassroots level. That's one thing which we also need to look at. And I think, I'm sure the audience would have been benefited. Extremely grateful, thankful to all the fellow panelists and to Mangal for steering the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So now I will request IMC team, I would request Mukesh Mangal, sir, to please present the IMC Memento and Sanchar Sathi Memento to the chairman, sir, and to the whole panelist. I would request Member Services Shri Rohit Sharma sir also to join the panel for the group photo. Moving ahead, we are in the last leg of the session and we'll be having two brief presentations regarding the topics of quantum security and security incidents and reporting. So first, I would request Shri Vikas Garg sir, DDG SPPI, Department of Telecommunications, to please present AI-powered security incidents detection, reporting and mitigation, a strategy of DoT.
Thank you, Panay. General Nair, National Cyber Security Coordinator to Government of India. Shri Rohit Sharma, Member Services, Department of Telecommunication, senior officers, my colleagues, and all the distinguished guests present here. A very good morning and good afternoon to you. So, initially I was allotted 30 minutes, which has been cut down to 10 minutes, and I understand by this time all were expecting session to be finished. So I have just kept 6 to 7 slides for you. And after the earlier sessions, which were very interesting, informative, and intense, I will try to keep it as interesting as it can be. So I will be covering two aspects. My presentation will be limited to the cyber security of the telecom infrastructure of the country and use of the technology which is the flavor of the time, that is artificial intelligence, how we are using that to ensure that. So in first part, I will give a brief background of the, in general, cyber security and the importance of it with respect to the telecom infrastructure. And in next 2 to 3 slides, I shall be covering the efforts of DoT to ensure the cyber security of the telecom infrastructure. So just a little background that most of the, if not all, cyber attacks are initiated through internet, which is provided by internet service provider who are the licensee of the DoT. So the role of ISP and TSP is very, very important. They become a very important stakeholder. Nowadays, all of the services are dependent on the internet. All the organization, all the infrastructure in one way or other is connected to either the telecom or internet. So the security of the telecom networks become very, very important, because any compromise of the telecom network will become an entry point for compromising all the infrastructure and organization connected through that internet and telecom. So this is a general brief of what kind of cyber security threats. So I will be skipping this slide because it is a general cyber security threat, that how, which kind of cyber security threat we have right now, and particularly in increase of IoT devices, this social engineering, and more platforms coming up on internet like supply chain and automation, how the cyber security risk is on the increase. This is just a statistics to inform the audience that the cyber attacks are very uniform. Like say, if we have it region-wise, we will see that it is almost in 6 to 12%. So it is not like that one particular area or is prone to cyber attack. So it is distributed all over the country. But if we do the analysis sector-wise, so we can see that supply chain, which is very important sector, government, education, power and energy, they are more prone to cyber attack. So right now, this is based on the TRI data. Right now, India has approximately 92 crore internet users, 118 crore telephone users, and monthly 7 billion terabyte of data flows through the internet, and roughly there are 70 crore accounts on OTT and social media platforms. So all these can become entry points for launching cyber attack and compromising. Ultimately, all these are connected to the telecom network. So it is not like that attack can come to the telecom network directly. Since these are the endpoints connected to the telecom network, these are also the potential entry points. In part 2, we will be talking about the security of the telecom network. For that, Department of Telecom has set up a Telecom Security Operations Center in which we have used the existing infrastructure of internet monitoring system. So in TSOC, we are having the metadata of the internet traffic flowing through the gateways. All the metadata is being collected at one point, which is being analyzed using AI tools. So in this, we are tapping the traffic in 1:1 passive. So it do not have any effect on active traffic, and to ensure that privacy laws are not violated, it is just scanning the metadata. This gives an overview that how much traffic is flowing through internet, and this system is analyzing that much traffic. So it is a screenshot of 15 minutes of statistics, in which roughly 6 terabyte of data is being ingested into the system and is being analyzed. And roughly 355 million events in 15 minutes. To give you an idea that how much traffic is there which need to be monitored and analyzed for potential cyber threats. So here we are using AI-based tools. As Mangal sir told in presentation that AI-based tools are being used for detection of spam calls, malicious calls, fraudulent SIM. So similarly, AI-based tools are being used because to analyze that much amount of data, normal tools, it's not feasible. So two types of analysis is being done. One is the standard signature based, which we are all aware that all the malicious traffic like C2C servers, VPN, VPS, Trojan, antivirus database, wherever we have known signature. So all the database, all the data is being scanned on real-time basis against this signature. And the second part where we do not have the known signature, say 0-day vulnerability or something of that sort. So here the behavior-based analysis is being carried out, for which AI-based tools becomes very important. So these two models are being used in the big data system to analyze the traffic. One is the signature-based, second is the behavior-based, to identify the traffic which has the potential risk to the infrastructure. Once the potential threat has been identified, using the AI tools running on real-time basis on the data, so then this threat is shared with various stakeholders, again through automatic process. So for that, DoT has developed a portal named Information Sharing and Response Portal. So that portal, all the stakeholders are connected, On the one hand are the cyber security agencies and allies. So cyber security agencies, whenever they come across any threat actor or vector, they share that information through ISRP, which is fed into the TSOC. And similarly, if there is any incident, the same is shared with the cyber security agencies for corrective measures at their end. ISRP portal is also connected with all the TSPs and ISPs. So whenever there is an incident, which is an indicator of that there can be some threat to the infrastructure of TSPs or ISPs, that same is shared with them on the real basis and is being monitored at DOT headquarters, DGT office, and CDOT is the developer and implementer of this solution with CDOT. So all the stakeholders, that is CDOT, TSPs, ISPs, DOT headquarters, DGT office, cyber security agencies are connected through this portal, which exchanges the information on real-time basis of the threat information, and then whatever corrective measures or mitigations measures are being taken, the same are also shared through this portal. So in TSOC, we are monitoring the data, analyzing it for detection of threat, then those detected incidences are being shared, and whatever mitigation efforts are being made are shared through this portal only. So DOT, as per us, if it is not, say we cannot preempt it 100%, but to a great extent we have been able to detect the potential cyber threats. So this is the statistics of the potential cyber attacks detected in last 9 months. Different, like malware infection means the malicious traffic or the traffic from the non-malicious domain flowing to the IPs of the telecom infrastructure. Then ports we can term it is a Reiki before the cyber attack. So if the port are being scanned, again, all this is for the telecom infrastructure. This is not for the, let me make it very clear to the house that TSOC is exclusively for detecting the cyber threat to the telecom infrastructure. So all the IPs of the telecom infrastructure are being monitored for any potential cyber threat. So these are the various kinds of cyber, I would not say attack, potential cyber attacks, which has been detected and then subsequently shared with the TSPs or ISPs for corrective action. So again, this volume of 31 lakh in last 9 months indicate that how much the telecom infrastructure is being attacked. So this is a general statistics. So all this was about what is the background, why our cyber security of telecom infrastructure is important, how this issue is being addressed, and this was just a statistics to inform that how much effective it has been so far. Thank you. Any questions? I'm done in 9 minutes.
Thank you so much, sir. So now I would request Director AI and DIU, Aditya sir, just to please present the memento to Vikas Garg sir. So now we are coming up with the last presentation of the day. It is regarding secure communication in the era of AI using quantum technology, and I would request Shri Atul Kumar Gupta, Scientist G from CDOT, to please take this session.
Very good afternoon, respected General Nair, respected member services, other dignitaries. So this is slightly different topic. I will be talking about secure communication in the era of AI using quantum technology. So this is the brief outline. Basically, there will be an introduction and the impact of AI on the traditional cryptography that is existing today, that is used today. Then what are the quantum technology solutions and what is the role of AI in quantum secure communication? Briefly, that will be covered. Government missions and CDOT's quantum solutions, followed by conclusion. So AI actually has a similar impact that quantum computing is having on the secure communication. While quantum computing is able to actually break the algorithms which are used for key generation, AI acts in a slightly different way. It has an impact of breaking the secure communication by making educated guesses, analyzing the various combinations of plain text with the ciphertext. It really doesn't break the algorithm, but it provides an alternate mechanism of breaking the encryption that is used today. Another important aspect of AI is the advantage it provides in coming up with better quantum algorithms, algorithms for securing the data using quantum communications, and making quantum communication systems more robust, more productive. So we'll just briefly cover that. So one of the things that actually AI does is that it is because of AI and machine learning capabilities, it is actually possible to analyze a large set of data of plain text with ciphertext and make a guess on what sort of encryption is taking place and then decipher the data without actually breaking the encryption algorithm. So that is one aspect of it. The other thing is that there are side channel attacks on any system. Side channel attacks typically target power consumption patterns, radiation patterns, whether it is electromagnetic radiation or acoustic radiations, and then they try to decipher the data using those side channel attacks. Now it is very difficult for side channel attacks to actually decipher the data, but using AI and machine learning techniques, it is possible to actually decrypt the data without breaking the encryption algorithm. So that is the other thing that AI provides. Similarly, whenever we have certain weaknesses in the system in the form of the passwords which are not truly random, because a lot of people use passwords with certain known entities in it, like the date of birth or the names of nearest and dearest ones. So those things actually can be caught using AI, and the system can be broken without actually breaking the encryption. So that is the other aspect of AI. Brute force attacks, which can be made more quicker by having educated guesses. Instead of trying all the combinations one by one can make an educated guesses and actually carry out brute force attacks much better. The positive side is of the AI is actually in improving the quantum communication, but we can also use AI for other benefits that we'll see in the subsequent slides. So these are the solutions from quantum technology. We talk about quantum key distribution, post-quantum cryptography, which has been recently standardized. The algorithms have been recently standardized by NIST. Then there is a combination of PQC and QKD to further improve the security. And finally, the quantum random number generator. Now, one of the important aspects of quantum random number generator is that it provides a sort of immunity against AI guessing the randomness. So if we use a pseudo-random number generator, that is susceptible to being broken by using AI techniques. So quantum random number generator provides a mechanism to circumvent that problem. This is a typical QKD system, point-to-point system, in which the keys are generated by using fundamental laws of physics. So AI, it is not possible for AI to truly decipher the keys generated by a QKD system. Only thing is that QKD also, similar to any other system, QKD has its own vulnerabilities built into it, and those can be probably exploited by AI to break the keys which are generated by QKD. Similarly, we have post-quantum cryptography solutions. Again, these are based on algorithms which are quantum resistant, for which no known solution is known today, which can run on quantum computers and break. So this is another alternative, and usually a hybrid of QKD and PQC is advised to actually address the vulnerabilities which are associated with individual type of implementation. So this is the role that of AI in quantum communication. So this is actually a lot of research is now going on in this area, and a lot of papers are getting published which marry these two technologies, AI as well as quantum. One of the things that actually AI brings in that it has a potential to come out with better cryptographic algorithms which are more secure against hacking. Then computational power of AI can be used to enhance the efficiency, security, and robustness of quantum communication. We'll see in the next slide how it happens. And then AI's ability to analyze, interpret, and optimize large data set play a pivotal role in enhanced security of quantum communication. So that will be in the next slide. So one of the cases that I've taken up is how AI can be come to the aid of QKD. So QKD has its own implementation mechanisms. We have error correcting codes which are used in QKD because the error rate is comparatively much higher than normal classical communication systems, and AI can play a major role in improving the efficiency of the error correction that is used in QKD. Similarly, QKD has a potential to detect breaches if they are taking place on the channel, and QKD and AI can be used to identify whether that breach is because of an eavesdropping or hacking, or that is a normal system behavior. So that is another area where AI can come to the aid of implementation of quantum communication solutions. Then AI algorithms we can use to optimize the performance of QKD in terms of the key rate, quantum bit error rate, the channel loss. So QKD has a number of parameters which can be optimized to give the performance, whether we are looking for a higher key rate or better QBR depending upon the implementation. Another type of QKD is measurement device independent QKD, in which there are multiple levels of quantum signals are sent through the quantum channel, and AI can be used to actually optimize those signal levels for enhanced security as well as the best possible key generation rate. Finally, AI algorithms can be used to optimize the performance of QKD in free space and satellite-based communication. So these are the two government missions that have been recently launched, the AI mission as well as the National Quantum Mission. Put together, they are more than $2 billion spread over next few years. So this is the area which is going to emerge in future, the combination of AI as well as quantum. These are the solutions from CDOT in the area of QKD as well as PQC. These are on live demonstration at CDOT stall in hall number 5. So I will request those who have not visited to have a look. So in conclusion is basically the traditional cryptography as it stands today is certainly at risk because of quantum computing as well as AI. And quantum technology provides solutions which addresses this particular risk. And the QKD, PQC, and QRNG, they are all important pieces in this chain of secure communication. However, the positive side of AI is that it can be used to optimize the performance of the quantum communication systems, and CDOT has solution in these domains. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So now I would request Shri Pradeep Kumar to please present the memento to Atul Kumar, sir. With this, we are at the end of the session, and thank you so much for everyone to joining us. Now I would request Shri Vivek Vishkarma, Director AI and DIU, to please present formal vote of thanks.
As we conclude our enlightening session on DoT's initiatives on AI and digital intelligence, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who contributed to making this session a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to thank our distinguished guest, Lieutenant General Sri Nayaji, National Cyber Security Coordinator, Sri Rohit Sharma ji, Member Services DoT, to bless us with guiding words. I want to extend my sincere thanks to the speakers, panelists, for sharing their invaluable insights and expertise. Your presentations and thoughts not only enhanced our understanding on the subject, but also sparked engaging discussions that will undoubtedly inspire us to explore further. A special thanks to our IMC organizing team, whose hard work and dedication ensured that everything ran smoothly. I would like to express my gratitude to all my senior officers of various organizations, teams of telecom operators, and other attendees for your active participation. Your presence has created a vibrant atmosphere of knowledge sharing. Finally, let us not forget the importance of collaboration in this rapidly evolving digital landscape. And DoT offers all full support to fight against the menace of cybercrime and financial frauds. I would request all the participants to kindly visit the exhibition hall in the ground floor in 5432 hall areas in the WTSA pavilions, and also we are having a DoT stall in hall number 1, and also visit our Sanchar Sathi kiosk available there for information. Thank you all. We would like to happy to showcase our kiosk there. Thank you all. Thank you very much.